Masked Man has returned, but with a big twist compared to the last time we saw him. So who's innocent and who's behind this new mask? Starting things off with the big return of the Masked Man. Triple H did promise lots of surprises at the 2026 Royal Rumble, and the return of the Masked Man was probably one of the most unexpected returns of the night. The Masked Man storyline was a hot angle coming out of War Games, mostly because everyone loves a good mystery. If you throw someone under a hood for some attacks and keep their identity hidden, it naturally builds up hype and fan conversation with everyone trying to figure out who it is. And that's what's happening with the Masked Man coming out of War Games. And once they unmasked Austin Theory as the Mystery Man, the angle was obviously over since we now knew the identity of the man. But only a few weeks after the Austin Theory unmasking, WWE has decided to now revive the Masked Man angle with a new twist. With the original Masked Man, he was specifically helping the Vision members in every possible way that he could. Whenever the Vision members were in trouble, there was the Mystery Man to save the day for the group. But with the Masked Man's return, the tables have turned. He's now attacking members of the Vision. This all went down very early on in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Bron Breakker was entrant number 2 in the match, and that fact alone already had Paul Heyman pretty heated. Paul Heyman accused Adam Pearce of rigging the entrance spots and giving Bron Breakker a bad number on purpose to screw Bron out of the Rumble, since there's been some tension there between Adam Pearce and the Vision in recent weeks. So Bron and Heyman's night was already headed into a bad direction because of that fact. But as Bron was making his way to the ring to enter the Royal Rumble match, the Masked Man appeared out of thin air to unleash a brutal attack on Bron Breakker. The Masked Man's attack on Bron included some moves that we saw the original Masked Man use, and that was Seth's kick and curb stomp. The Masked Man also made sure that Bron Breakker got eliminated from the Royal Rumble instantly before running off into the crowd. So for the first time since the unmasking of Austin Theory, the Masked Man is back, and now there's another new unmasking to look forward to right here. So let's talk about identities. Who could be behind the mask and who's not? As the attack was happening, Paul Heyman was very loudly accusing Seth Rollins of being under the hood. And by Paul Heyman claiming the individual to be Seth Rollins, that basically rules out the idea that Seth was under the mask. If it truly was Seth under the mask, Paul Heyman's character would not just blurt that out right then. So it was not Seth himself under the mask, not at all. But it looks like the two individuals that fans are looking at the most to be under the hood of the new Masked Man is either Logan Paul or once again Austin Theory. What's the motive? Why do this to Bron Breakker? The answer is quite simple. It's something that Paul Heyman has been bragging about in recent weeks. It's due to the fact that the entire group's resources are being used solely to help Bron Breakker succeed. Like Paul Heyman said on Raw and even on some ESPN interviews, it feels like the other members of the Vision will eventually get their time to shine, but how it's Bron's time right now. And that's what they all need to be focused on. Everyone in the group should be helping Bron Breakker. And that goes back to that weird backstage segment from the Raw before Royal Rumble, where Logan Paul suggested that the whole group dedicate their Royal Rumble spots to helping Bron Breakker win the match. And every member of the group just quietly agreed to the plan with no questions asked. You're talking about a Royal Rumble match with the opportunity to main event WrestleMania, and the other members of the Vision were perfectly okay with throwing that opportunity away from themselves in order to help Bron Breakker. We talked about how weird that segment was earlier in the week upon first viewing, but after the events of the Royal Rumble, it could make more sense. Everyone in the Vision joined the group looking to elevate themselves and get themselves to the next level in WWE. No one in the Vision joined the group looking to be a henchman for Bron Breakker and sacrifice themselves for him. That's why the Masked Man attacked Bron Breakker at Royal Rumble has to be a member of the Vision that quietly did not agree with the idea of sacrificing their Royal Rumble opportunity to help Bron Breakker win the match. We can instantly rule out Bronson Reed right away as the Masked Man because the body types don't match there. So that leaves us with Austin Theory and Logan Paul as the potential attackers. You could argue that maybe Austin Theory suited up again in the Masked Man attire to take out Bron because he did not agree with the Royal Rumble plan at all. But you could also say that it would be a pretty dumb character move for Austin Theory to put on the same Masked Man look and hit the same moves that we literally just saw him get unmasked with a few weeks ago. That's what doesn't make sense at all, and it seems like a bit of an unintelligent move by the character because obviously everyone will be looking at him first. That's why it seems like a little bit more likely that it's someone that's trying to push the attention and blame on it someone else. And that's where Logan Paul comes into play. Going back to the January 26th backstage segment with the Vision, it was Logan Paul who first suggested that the entire group should help Bron Breakker win the Royal Rumble. Maybe Logan Paul absolutely hated the idea in reality, but in order to try and clear his name and clear any suspicion, he made it sure that he was the one to suggest that to everyone to help Bron Breakker win the Rumble. So that when they started looking around for who attacked Bron, Logan Paul could put up his hands and pretty much say, hey, don't look at me, I'm the one that suggested the idea. That's pretty smart of a cover-up, if that was his plan after all. Logan is a slimy character, it's something that he would do. It'll be hard for anyone to accuse the man who came up with the idea for the whole group to help Bron Breakker win. So Logan Paul or Austin Theory, one of these men absolutely hated the idea of throwing away their opportunity to help Bron Breakker win. So to fix that issue without causing tension in the group, one of the Vision members dressed up in that masked man look and took out Bron Breakker, so they don't have to worry about the plan to help him win, and they can now fully focus on winning the match themselves. That seems like the absolute perfect motive, and it makes perfect sense. Logan Paul and Austin Theory did not decide to join the group to sit all the way in the backseat of the car. They came here with the intentions of elevating themselves. They did not show up in the Vision to help another man become WWE champion and clap their hands for him. They showed up in the group so that they could become champions themselves. So that's why this big Vision betrayal on Bron Breakker has to be coming with one of these new members of the Vision. Maybe the Vision has not been what Logan Paul and Austin Theory expected it to be, so now they're taking matters into their own hands. You also have the other theory still going strong, that surely it wasn't Seth Rollins under the mask, but this could all be orchestrated by Seth from the shadows. Austin Theory being a spy for Seth Rollins still remains a popular theory, and now fans are wondering if Logan Paul could be in on it with Seth Rollins as well. Was the attack on Bron Breakker an organized hit from Seth Rollins by using Logan Paul and Austin Theory? Now you got something really interesting brewing up here. We just spoke about it earlier in the week about how the Vision was becoming a bit dull, but this new masked man situation definitely opens up a lot of story paths again. So we'll see where they could take this on the road to WrestleMania. Is the big payoff with Bron Breakker versus Seth Rollins match? But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.